Master Elias and the Citadel from the air.
Topic: Boundaries, self-worth and the right to say no. Characters. 1. Elias, the builder. A middle-aged master mason. He built half of the city. His hands are golden, but his soul is like a courtyard. 2. Sophia. Mysterious woman who lives on the fringes of Elias' consciousness. She does not work with stone, but with substances that cannot be touched, but which are stronger than granite. 3. Mr. Mayor, client. The collective image of the outside world is demanding, noisy, accustomed to receiving everything at once, regardless of other people's resources. 4. Shadow of servility. Elias's inner voice, whispering fear of rejection, of being bad, of being selfish. Prologue. A house without doors. Elias lived in a house that he built himself. It was a beautiful house of warm sandstone, with high windows and a strong roof. But there was one thing about this house that everyone except Elias himself noticed. It had no doors. Or rather, there were openings, but they never had canvases and locks. Any wind, any stray dog, and worst of all, any person could enter his house any time of the day or night. Elias was a great builder. He erected cathedrals, the spires of which scratched the sky, and fortress walls, against which enemy battering rams broke. The whole city knew. If you need to build something, go to Elias. If you need to fix the roof in the rain, call Elias. If you're just bored and need to vent your irritation on someone, Elias will listen. He never said no. The word no seemed to him like a heavy, rough cobblestone that could not be lifted. But the word yes was light as sand and poured out of it constantly. Elias, I need a new gazebo for Saturday, the neighbor shouted, stepping over the threshold of his kitchen while the master tried to have breakfast. Of course, Elias answered, pushing aside the half-eaten porridge. Master Elias, the city hall requires immediate repairs to the facade. It's free for prestige. The messenger from the mayor declared, shaking the dirt off his boots directly onto Elias's blueprints. Of course, it's an honor for me, Elias said, feeling his stomach shrink with fatigue. By the age of 40, Elias looked like a well-established quarry. Inside it was empty, resounding and dusty. He gave his stones, his mortar, his time, and his soul to anyone who asked. He believed that if he stopped giving, he would cease to exist. Its value was equal to its utility. Reflection pause number 1. Close your eyes. Imagine you're in a house. Does it have doors? Are the locks secure? Or do you, like Elias, feel that anyone can enter your space and take what they need, your time, your attention, your energy? Part 1. Collapse. The disaster occurred at noon, when the sun was at its zenith. Mr. Mayor's carriage drove up to Elias's house. The mayor, a voluminous and loud man, entered the house without knocking. There was nothing to knock on. Elias, he thundered, I have a great idea. We will build the Arc de Triomphe in honor of my 10th anniversary in office. It should be higher than the cathedral, made of white marble and ready in a month. Elias stood in the middle of his workshop, holding a heavy hammer in his hands. His hands were trembling. Mr. Mayor. His voice sounded like the rustle of dry leaves. In a month. It's impossible. The marble needs to be ordered. It needs time to deliver. I have 3 unfinished projects. I haven't slept for a week. Nonsense, the mayor waved him off. You're Elias. You can do anything. You don't want to upset me, do you? You don't want the city to think you're lazy or ungrateful, do you? At that moment, the shadow of Servility intervened. She whispered in Elias's ear, "Agree. If you refuse, he will turn away from you. Everyone will turn away. You'll be alone. You will be nobody. Your strength is only in making them happy." Elias opened his mouth to say the usual yes, but instead, his body rebelled. His hands unclenched, and the heavy hammer crashed to the stone floor, nearly shattering Maru's leg. Elias sank to the floor. His legs could not hold him. "I can't," he wheezed. It was not a firm no. It was the groan of a broken mechanism. The mayor turned crimson. "What do you mean by you can't? You are a builder. You have to build. If you don't build for us, why do we need you at all?" He left, slamming the non-existent door so hard that real cracks began to appear on the walls. Elias was left lying on the floor amid the dust and debris of his life. He realized that he had built a defense for everyone in this city except himself. Part 2. Meeting at the Wasteland of the Soul. Elias lay there for a long time. When he opened his eyes, the world around him changed. He was not in his studio, but in a vast, windswept wasteland. It was his soul, the place where everything was given away and nothing remained. A woman was sitting in the middle of the wasteland. She was weaving something on a strange loom, but the threads were not visible. Her name was Sophia. "Did you come to get the bricks?" she asked without looking up. Her voice was like the sound of the wind in the mountains, calm and ancient. "I don't have the strength to build," Elias said. "I gave everything away. You built with stone that can be touched. It's easy, but you've never built out of what's really important." Sophia stood up and walked over to him. She reached out and touched his chest, where it hurt the most. "Your problem, Master, is not that you give too much. Your problem is that you don't know where you end and the others begin. You have no boundaries." "But if I set boundaries, I will become selfish," Elias objected, repeating the words of his shadow. "A builder must serve people." Sophia smiled sadly. "Tell me, Elias, if a fortress doesn't have walls, can it protect the treasures that are inside? Can it give shelter to a tired traveler? No, it is just ruins. Your self-worth is a treasure. Your energy is a shelter. For them to serve peace, they need to be protected. You need a wall." "I don't have any materials," Elias said. "The marble has run out." "We will not build with marble," Sophia replied. "We're going to build from what you thought was trash. From your no, from your right to rest, from your understanding that you are valuable even when you just sit and watch the sunset without benefiting anyone. It is the invisible but strongest material in the universe." Reflection pause number 2. Think about your resources. Time, energy, emotions. Do you often give them away because you are afraid of appearing bad? Imagine that your no is not a rejection of the other, but a brick in the wall of protection of your own eye. Part 3. The first invisible brick. Studying with Sophia was painful. Elias was used to working with his muscles, and here he had to work with his will. "Let's start with the foundation," Sophia said. "Here's the first brick for you. It is called I Have the Right." She put into his hand something invisible, but incredibly heavy. Elias almost dropped it. "What do I have the right?" "Name it yourself." Elias pondered. The shadow of Servility hissed. "You have no right to anything until you have earned it through hard work." Elias clenched his teeth. He remembered how he just wanted to sleep on Sunday, but a neighbor came to get a lawnmower at 6 a.m. "I have the right to sleep," he said uncertainly. The invisible brick in his hands became a little warmer and lighter. He carefully placed it on the ground of the wasteland. The next day, A week has passed in the real world. Elias returned to his house. He was still without doors, but Elias felt different. Inside it, at the level of the solar plexus, a strange center of gravity appeared. In the morning, the neighbor came again. "Elias, I need your big ladder. I want to prune the apple tree." Elias was standing on the threshold. The habitual, of course, take it was already on his tongue. The shadow whispered, "Give it to me. Are you sorry?" He will be offended. But Elias felt the weight of that invisible brick in the foundation of his soul. "I have a right to my tools." He took a deep breath. His heart was pounding like a hammer. "No," Elias said. His voice trembled, but the words spoke. The neighbor froze, as if he had stumbled upon a transparent wall. "What? Are you joking?" "No," Elias repeated, feeling himself placing a second invisible brick right in front of him. "I need a ladder myself today." The neighbor turned red, muttered something and left. Elias expected the sky to fall to earth, that his house would fall apart. But nothing happened. Only breathing became a little easier. He had just laid the first stone in his invisible wall. Act 4. The Citadel and the Siege. The construction lasted months. It was the most difficult job in Elias's life. Every time he said no to a request that drained him, he would put a new invisible block. "No, I won't work on weekends for free." Brick of self-respect. "No, I can't listen to your complaints for the third hour in a row. I'm tired." Brick of self-care. "I need time to think. I won't give an answer right now." Brick of personal space. The city was in shock. People stumbled upon an invisible wall around Elias and did not understand what was happening. The passage had been open before, but now they were beating their foreheads against the solid air. "Elias is spoiled," they whispered. He became proud. He became conceited. Mr. Mayor was furious. He came again, this time demanding an explanation of his behavior. He was used to entering Elias's house as if it were his own. He stepped over the threshold and stopped. Physically, there was still no door, but the mayor felt that he could not take the next step. Between him and Elias stood something dense, elastic, and insurmountable. It was a wall of self-worth that Elias had built around his inner world. "What kind of tricks are these?" The mayor shouted. "Why can't I come in?" Elias stood on the other side of his invisible wall. He was no longer trembling. He looked calm and solid. "Because this is my home, Mr. Mayor," Elias said. His voice sounded not loud, but weighty, like a gong. "And now I decide who enters here and when. You can come in if you knock and if I am ready to receive you. But you can't break in anymore." The mayor tried to press with authority, threats, flattery. But the invisible wall did not yield. It was built not out of fear, but out of Elias's knowledge of his price. That day, Elias lost a lot of friends who only needed him as a feature. But he found himself. Epilogue, gate in the wall. A year has passed. Elias's house has not changed much in appearance, except that the craftsman has finally hung beautiful oak doors with reliable forged locks. But it was only a physical manifestation of the great work he had done inside. He was still building for the people. His works became even better, because he created them not out of exhaustion, but out of excess of strength. He had time to rest, to think, to just look at the clouds. Its invisible wall was solid. It protected him from those who only wanted to take. But Sophia taught him the main thing. The wall is not a prison. One evening, a woman with a child approached his house. Their wagon broke down on the way. They were tired and frozen. They did not demand. They timidly knocked. Elias sensed their need. He checked himself. Did he have the strength? Does he want to help? Yes, I have the strength. And the desire was sincere, not dictated by fear. Elias walked over to his invisible wall. He made a gesture with his hand, and an invisible gate opened in the monolith. "Come in," he said, throwing open the oak door. "I have heat and food. You're safe." He realized that the true power of borders is not to keep anyone out. It is to have a reliable gate, the keys to which only you have, to be the master of your citadel, able to both repel a siege and hospitable those who come with peace and respect. Final practice after reading. 1. Sit in silence for a few minutes. Feel the space around your body. 2. Visualize your own invisible wall. What is it like? From what material? How far away is it from you? 3. Imagine that this wall has a gate. Where are the keys to them? Make sure they are in your hands. 4. Say to yourself aloud or to yourself, "I am the master of my citadel. I define my boundaries. My value is unconditional.